All right, let's talk about that one word that makes a lot of people's brains just shut down. Trigonometry. Yeah, I know. It looks like some kind of ancient secret code, right? Well, what if I told you it's actually a superpower? Seriously, stick with me, and by the end of this, you're going to be a triangle taming master. Let's do this. So to kick things off, let me introduce you to Wes and Kyle. These two guys had a simple dream. Build a shelf. Put some books on it. They got the wood, screwed it to the wall, and boom, they thought they were geniuses. But they ran into a little snag. And this quote from them pretty much sums up the whole disaster. And yeah, this is what happened. The dreaded shelf apocalypse. I mean, look at that thing. Every single book they put on it just made things worse. It was a wobbly, wimpy mess. What they really needed was a hero, something to give it some backbone. They were missing the secret ingredient. And that secret ingredient, the hero of our story, it's the right triangle. I know, just a simple shape. But this little guy is the key to everything. We're talking building massive skyscrapers, designing the video games you play, and yeah, for sure, fixing Wes and Kyle's sad, wobbly shelf. Okay, so every right triangle has its own little crew. First, you've got the hypotenuse. It's the long, kind of lazy side that's always just chilling across from that 90-degree corner. The other two sides are called the legs. And from any other angle, one leg is the opposite, because, it's all the way on the other side. The other one is adjacent, which is just a fancy word for right next to it. That's it. Not so scary, right? So how do we actually use these sides? Well, this is where the magic happens. I want you to forget every complicated formula you've ever seen. We're going to use the ultimate math cheat code. It's just 3 little syllables, but it unlocks the whole thing. Get ready for it? It's called SOHCAHTOA. Let's break down what that even means. First up, SOH. Then we've got CA. And to finish it off, TOA. All right, say it with me. SOHCAHTOA. So, what in the world are we even talking about? This right here, this is the whole secret. Decoded. SOH just means sine is opposite over hypotenuse. See it? CAH means cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And TOA? You got it. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. That's literally it. The whole secret code, cracked wide open. So think of sine, cosine, and tangent like 3 awesome tools in your new math toolbox. They're basically just functions, which sounds complicated, but all they do is look at an angle and tell you the ratio, the fraction of 2 of the sides. Each one is a different tool for a different job, helping you find missing pieces of any right triangle. Let's grab the first tool and see how it works. Okay, tool number 1 is sine. Remember the SOH from our cheat code? Well, this is it. It's just a way of saying take the length of the opposite side and divide it by the length of the hypotenuse. That's all it is. No tricks, no smoke and mirrors. It's just a simple fraction. All right, let's try it for real. We want to find the sine of angle A. So we find the side opposite of A, which is 12. Then we find the hypotenuse, which is 13. Opposite over hypotenuse, that's 12 over 13. See? You just did it. Easy peasy. All right, let's grab the next tool from the box. Cosine. This is the CAH part of our SOHCAHTOA. And it's almost the same thing, but this time it's the ratio of the adjacent side to the hypotenuse. I like to think of the adjacent side as the clingy one because it's always right there hugging the angle. Okay, back to our triangle. To get the cosine of angle A, we need the adjacent side. That's the one with a length of 5. The hypotenuse, our long lazy friend, is still 13. So, adjacent over hypotenuse is just 5 over 13. Seriously, you are totally getting the hang of this. And now for our final tool, tangent. You guessed it, this is the TOA part of the code. Tangent is the ratio of the opposite side to the adjacent side. And here's what's cool about this one. Notice anything missing? Yeah, the hypotenuse decided to sit this one out. Tangent doesn't need it at all. So let's put our last tool to work. For our good old angle A, the tangent is the opposite side, which is 12, divided by the adjacent side, which is 5. And there you have it, 12 over 5. And just like that, you've basically mastered the core of trigonometry. SOH, CA, and TOA. That's the whole shebang. Okay, but you're probably thinking, great, I have these fractions like 12 over 5, but now what? What good is that? Well, that is an excellent question, and the answer is where your calculator becomes your absolute best friend. Think of it less like a calculator and more like a power tool that does all the heavy lifting for you. But first, a super important pro tip. You have to make sure your calculator is in degree mode. Trust me on this. It's a tiny little setting, but if it's wrong, all your answers will be wrong. Here's a quick look at how to do it on most common calculators. Seriously, don't skip this step. Okay, got your calculator set to degrees? Ready? Let's do a quick test drive. I want you to find the sine of 42 degrees. Just type in sine, then 42, and hit enter. Come on, what'd you get? And boom, 0.6691, right? How cool is that? Your calculator just instantly told you something amazing. It told you the exact ratio for any right triangle in the entire universe that has a 42-degree angle. That is some serious power right in your hands. All right, we've got the theory, we've got the cheat code, we've got our toolbox all set up. I think it's time we go back to our buddies Wes and Kyle and finally fix that ridiculous shelf. So now, armed with their new SOH-CATA knowledge, they're not just guessing anymore. They can decide exactly what angle they want their support brace to be. And if they know how long one side is, like how far down the wall it goes, they can use their new tools, sine, cosine, or tangent, to calculate the perfect, exact length for the other pieces. No more wobbling, no more guessing, just a perfect, sturdy shelf. Mission accomplished. So you see, trigonometry isn't just some random thing you have to suffer through in math class. It's a real-world tool. It's the secret code behind buildings and bridges, and yeah, even the graphics in your favorite video games. You now have the toolbox. You know the cheat code. The only question left is, what are you gonna build?